Hello, welcome back to the channel, and this is a channel where we give you reviews, might do a few playthroughs, don't do unboxings, but we generally like to talk a load of bollocks about tabletop gaming in general. And in this video we are going to be talking about the top 10 games that we think deserve a reprint, and there are two reasons for us wanting these games to be reprinted. One is that they are sadly out of print. That means you probably won't be able to play most of these games unless you have got a bottomless pit of money or you want to sell your second kidney. Or two, that they've been reprinted but the reprints have been shit and we want them to be reprinted in their original form because that was the best iteration of this game, right? So remember, if you are new here, then please consider subscribing to this channel, hit the like button and all that YouTube bullshit. See you after this. Bollocks. So number 10 on our list of the top 10 games that we think deserve a reprint is a game from the early 90s, I do believe, published by Mattel Games, and this one's called Break Safe. This is a roll and move game, yeah? You're going to be obviously rolling the dice, and you're going to be moving your figure around the board, trying to avoid both the guard and the guard dog at the same time, yeah? You'll be going into different rooms, trying to collect different items, and you'll be searching for keys that you will then be able to place into the safe to deactivate it, right? The thing that we love about this game is that it is one of the first real-time games that was ever made, yeah? There's probably loads of real-time games that were released before this one, but this one is one that took us by surprise way back when, in 1992, I think, when I was not a kid, but a kid up here, you know what I mean? So you've got 30 minutes to run around the complex, avoiding the guard and the guard dog and getting the stuff to get out and break the safe, yeah? It's a fantastic romp, especially if you have kids or you've got a mental age of a 5-year-old, and I've got a mental age of an 11-year-old. So all bases are covered with this one, right? So number 9 on our list of the top 10 games that we think should be reprinted is a bit of a weird one, really. It's Battlestar Galactica, yeah? I know what you're thinking. You are thinking that this actually has been reprinted. It was reprinted a couple of years ago under the name of Unfathomable, but the reason we think this one should be reprinted is twofold, yeah? A, we aren't really that enamoured with Cthulhu. It's a cheap and nasty theme, yeah? The original theme of this worked really well. It comes from a pretty good TV show. Probably a lot of kids nowadays probably won't remember it, but the Cthulhu theme was cheap and nasty, and this game would work better with an IP type retheme. Obviously it's not going to come back as Battlestar Galactica, but it would have been maybe like a film like The Thing might have fitted this better, yeah? It can't be done now because now there's 10,000 different The Thing games out there, yeah? If you could think of a theme that would suit Battlestar Galactica the board game better than some completely fucking overused Cthulhu bullshit, then leave a comment in that section down there and let us know, will ya? So number 8 on this list is a game called Axis and Allies Anniversary Edition. Axis and Allies has been around longer than I've had pubes, yeah? And in my opinion, the Anniversary Edition is by far and away the best way to play this game. It's only come into print twice since it was conceived, yeah? And this version of the game now goes for silly money. I know there's going to be a few of you out there, probably you fucking idiots at the back, saying to me that getting the two large boxes at the Pacific and the other one and putting them together to create a whole world map is the best way to do this, but that's too long. It's too fucking fiddly. This one, whilst it's still going to be about 4 to 6 hours long, yeah, it shrinks it down, streamlines it, and it's by far and away the best way to play this game. It's just a real shame that this one has fallen out of print again. Maybe they could reprint it with better components and give you like a key as to which ship is which, because it is a bit of a mindfuck trying to figure out the difference between a cruiser and a fucking battleship or whatever it is. But yeah, Axis and Allies Anniversary Edition, by far and away the best way to play this game, and you're going to have to flog your third kidney on eBay to get it, right? Number 7 on the list of our top 10 games that we think should be reprinted is a game from 1983 designed by the one and only Ian Livingstone of Games Workshop fame, yeah? Battle Cars was like a British response to the Steve Jackson Games Car Wars series. You're going to put a little board out into the centre of the table with some cardboard chits of cars, yeah? You'll be running around this map trying to blow the shit out of your opponents, yeah? The thing we love about this game is that each player is going to have a car mat in front of them, and you'll be able to populate that with different weapons represented by different tokens, yeah? And the aim of the other players is to choose which side of the car is going to take the brunt of their shit. Try and blast a hole into the side of the car, destroying the weapons and taking out the driver of that car, yeah? You've got all sorts of different weapons. You've got rockets, flamethrowers, machine gun turrets. You can even get out your car and start running around like a fucking Fruit Loop. Battle Cars is a fantastic game. Can't believe it hasn't been reprinted in some kind of form. What with the clamouring for reprints of these old sorts of games, we recently picked up the Judge Dredd board game from the early 80s, and it's still as wonky and disjointed and fun as we remember it. So Battle Cars needs to be reprinted. Maybe Ian Livingston, if you're watching this, give a board game publisher a nudge and get it out into the public domain once again, right? So number 6 on this list is another game that was a Games Workshop IP. This is Forbidden Stars, yeah? This is a 4X type of game. You're going to be choosing different actions and stacking these tokens up on top of each other and then activating them in a sort of reverse order. You're going to be moving your spaceships around the galaxy, blowing the living shit out of your opponents, yeah? In the hope that you can take over different objectives to win the game, yeah? The reason this game fell out of print is because Games Workshop had the license for the Warhammer universe, still has, as a matter of fact, and Fantasy Flight had the, I presume, the license for the rules. They had a bit of a falling out. One of the two had a hissy fit and their collaboration came to an end, meaning that Forbidden Stars went out of print, didn't even get any kind of expansion material, and it's just sat there on its Todd as a very expensive shell piece. Not our copy, because we do actually play this quite a bit, yeah. But yeah, Forbidden Stars, it'd be nice to see this reprinted in its current iteration. Don't want it rethemed, don't want any kind of cutesy bullshit theme thrown on top of this. I definitely don't want no fucking Cthulhu theme, alright? On our list of our top 10 board games that we think deserve a reprint is a racing game called Revian Brighter. This game won a Spiel des Jahres, when was it? 1992, my fucking neck. And it's a very simple racing game, yeah? You're going to have a team of 4 cyclists. You'll be rolling your dice. Yes, it's another roll and move game. You're moving your cyclists. You'll be attempting to drift behind other cyclists. It's a really, really fun game, yeah? I just can't believe that this has never been reprinted. We had to get the German version, had to translate the rules and print some cards off on that. The only thing I don't like about it is sometimes you have to draw like a chance card. Some bad shit might happen to you, which is no fault of your own, so that's a bit of a shitter. But this laid the groundwork for other games like Arbe Caesar, for instance, and Flamme Rouge, and even games like Formula D, yeah? So the board game industry has a lot to thank Reprint Brighter for, and it's just an absolute mystery as to why this has never ever been reprinted. So number 4 on this list is a game that has been touted as the best shouting game ever made. It's Panic on Wall Street. I was reading about this game not that long ago, and some people say that this is never, ever, ever going to be reprinted because the publisher, whoever it was, I have no idea, had a massive tear up with the designer. The designer doesn't want their rules being used, and the publisher won't allow the theme or any of the components to be used, so it's never going to be reprinted, unfortunately. This game works best with as many players as you can get. I think it goes up to 12 players. Half are going to be managers, half of you are going to be investors. Managers will be trying to sell stock to the investors will be trying to buy stock cheap, and you'll basically be shouting at each other trying to get people to buy, sell stocks and shares and all that sort of shit, yeah? This is more like a party game, yeah? It's just an absolute blast, complete and utter chaos, and it's quite sad thinking that there's going to be a generation of people that will never ever be able to get hold of this game, because the people that do own it will never ever get rid of it. You're going to have to go on eBay or maybe the nasty little website's marketplace, hoping that there's some fucktard out there that doesn't know that they've got a block of gold in their pocket, yeah? Me, I've got a canoe in my pocket, but I already own this game, don't I? Number 3 on this list of our top 10 games that we think should be reprinted is a more modern game. It's a game called Ethnos from one of our favourite designers called Paolo Mori. In Ethnos, you'll be choosing a number of factions like wizards, halflings, trolls, merfolk and all that sort of stuff. And it's a basic set collection game. There's different suits like wizards, like we've already told you, right? And there's going to be different colours in those suits, yeah? And you'll be trying to create sets on the table in front of you, these different types of factions. And each faction is related to a sort of mini game, yeah, and scoring points is related to each one of those games, yeah. There's also an area control element to this game. You'll have a map in the center of the table and you'll be trying to get the majorities in different regions. I think this has actually been reprinted, but I think the theme kind of sucked. I can't remember exactly what the theming was, but just like Forbidden Stars, this game was really, really popular. It never received any kind of real expansion. There was like a promo pack of like a fairies faction or something, which you'll have to sell your 4th kidney to get hold of. But yeah, Ethnos is a complete travesty that it's never been reprinted in its original form, and for some bizarre reason they saw fit to paste some shitty theme on, and it just flew under the radar and nobody even realised it happened, yeah? So Call Me or Not, or was it Spaghetti Western Games? I can't remember. Yeah, if you are listening, which you probably ain't because not many people actually listen to me, reprint Ethnos, get it out there and stop fucking about. So number 2 on the list of our top 10 games that we believe should be reprinted is a game by Bruno Cafala, and is it Serge Leggett? It's Shadows over Camelot, yeah? In this game you'll be taking on the role of one of the Knights of the Round Table, like King Arthur, Sir Galahad, Sir Gawain, and you will be cooperatively trying to stop bad shit from happening, yeah? You'll be trying to get white swords on the table as opposed to black swords, yeah? The thing about this game is that one of you may be a dirty, filthy fucking traitor, and you'll be working against the other players, trying to make bad shit happen without getting caught, yeah? Basically, you'll be using cards to play poker-style hands onto the table if you're trying to kill the Black Knight. You're trying to get Excalibur out of the lake, yeah? Removing siege engines from in front of Camelot, and eventually when you get a certain number of white swords, you'll win the game. Certain number of black swords, you will lose the game, yeah? There was an expansion for this called, I think, Merlin's Company, that came into print and went out of print as quickly as it came into print. Basically impossible to get hold of this. It does appear in some marketplace forums now and again, but it goes for stupid money, so we've never managed to get hold of it. But yeah, Shadows over Camelot is credited as being one of the first hidden traitor games. It's lighter and easier to play and quicker than games like Battlestar Galactica. So if you like these sort of games, this is still reasonably affordable. It's not as cheap as it was a few years ago, but you still pick this up for about 70 quid second hand, yeah, so that's a little bit of a bargain. And the component quality is fantastic. This comes from an era when Days of Wonder actually made quality games, yeah, and not just mass production rushed bullshit like they do now. It's a quality release and it's well worth investing a little bit of extra cash just to get this one to the table. Number 1 on this list of our top 10 games that we believe should have a reprint. This is a game that I was umming and ahhing about sticking on this list, but I grabbed my balls and I dived in and I swam for my life. This is Memoir 44. The reason I was umming and ahhing about sticking this on the list is because I own almost everything that's been produced for this game. I don't have the D-Day landings because it's just impossible to get them. I don't have the fucking stupid satchel thing that all the fucking geeks have, yeah? But I've practically got everything that you can get for this because the game is absolutely fucking amazing. The only problem I've got with Memoir 44, it's getting to the point now where it looks as stuffy as a geriatrics arsehole, yeah? It's like something that you would play with your fucking granddad. I know everyone's saying, well, if they reprint it, I'm going to have to buy it all again. And that's true, but if it was made sort of compatible with the existing stuff, you could sort of edge your way into it, you know, sort of wean yourself off of the old stuff and gradually buy the new stuff as it come along. Then maybe they could make this game feel like more modern, have updated components, and just reprint some of the shit that has been out of print for so long. They've reprinted all the overlord battle maps. They were going to reprint the D-Day landers, but they never fucking did, so you fucking bastards. Days of Wonder. But yeah, Memoir 44, something like 20 years old. It's about time that we all admit to ourselves that there needs to be a reprint of this, a refresh. It needs to be brought up to date with the current fantastic high quality standards of modern board games, and that was painful for me to say because I do really like this game and it took a lot of time and money to amass all of the stuff for this game, yeah, but I'll gladly get rid of it in a heartbeat for something that feels like it deserves a place in 2024. So there you go, that is the top 10 games that we think should be reprinted. Are there any games that you stupid fuckers think should be reprinted for whatever reason, whether or not they are long out of print or whether they need to be reprinted in their official form, or maybe not, maybe they need a reprint with another theme, yeah, because maybe the theme don't work today, or it's maybe not PC enough for the current generation. Do you know what I mean? Leave a comment down there, do what the fuck you like. I couldn't give a monkey's shit, but if you haven't subscribed already, do so, because I don't want to come around and kick your fucking head in. Hit the like button and all that YouTube bullshit. See you next time.